Google Sheets users, let me show you all the ways that Ask Steve can make your life better. So let's start with getting data into a Google Sheet. We can now use Ask Steve to quickly capture information from any web page or selection and use AI to parse it into the exact format that needs to go into this Google Sheet. So the easiest way to create a scraper for a particular sheet is to go to that sheet. So here I am on the Leads tab in the Lead Tracker demo sheet. I'm going to open up the Ask Steve side panel, click on Tools, click on New. It's going to auto detect that I'm on a sheet and ask if I want to create a scraper tool. If I haven't already connected my Google Sheets account, I need to do so. And this is a one-time thing. So let me click through and give Ask Steve the permissions it needs, save that connection. And then once I'm done, it says go back and press the new button again. All right. So let's press the new button again, say yes. And this time it was able to create a scraper for this particular Google Sheet into the leads in this particular tab as well. It'll work on every particular tab that you want. And now sometimes it may ask you for access to the doc if it doesn't already have it, but it'll just walk you through that as well. So now what can I do? I've got this empty spreadsheet. I can go to this page full of speakers for a conference. I can pick some people. I can press my new button. It will use AI to pull that information off the page, extract it, and then put it in the right format to then write into my Google Sheets. And now, and here, I'll take a completely different format. Here's a newspaper article. I'm gonna select a paragraph that mentions somebody and press the button again, and it's gonna extract their information and put them into the Google Sheet as well. And now you'll notice a couple of things. Number one, under LinkedIn search URL, this actually wasn't on any of these pages, right? But by giving the LLM the hint, which was the column header name, it knew what I wanted and it automatically constructed a LinkedIn search URL. Now, sometimes it just used first name, last name. Sometimes it looks like first name, last name, and company. I can specify exactly what I want there, which I'll show you in a second. The other thing to notice is that there is nothing in the X column because it doesn't know what to put in the X column because I didn't label it very well. Everything else is labeled well enough that it's able to figure out what goes in there, but that wasn't labeled very well. So I can give it a hint as to what I want in there as well. And so the way I can do that is I can go into the instructions for the prompt here, and I can look and see the details. It's basically saying, I need to get all these fields. Here's a bunch of extra data you can use, and now write that into this particular format that Ask Steve is going to use to write that into Excel. I like to put my extra instructions right here before step 2. So I can put in 2 extra instructions. The first one will say for LinkedIn search URL, use first name, last name, and company as search terms. And then the second clue I'll give is that for X, let's say I want to put the gender of the person. For the X column, guess the gender of the person and put in either male or female. Okay, now I hit save. And so now when I go here, I'll click these same exact people again, and I will run this again. And we can see that it's putting in the X column, it's guessing the gender and putting that in. And then if we go here and look at the LinkedIn search URLs, we can see that they now all have company name added to them as well at the end. So it's that easy to kind of customize things if things aren't working exactly the way that you like them to. The other thing you can do is this particular scraper, we can open it up down here. We can see it's writing to Google Sheets. We can see that it's writing to this particular Google Sheet. I can click this if I want to point it to a different Google Sheet, and then I can pick the tab within the sheet that it writes to as well. And so it's super easy to change all these things. If I do add more columns, what I can do is I can hit regenerate prompt, and it will rewrite the prompt for me. It will wipe out any customizations I've made, so I will want to copy those out first so I can put them back in. But that way, the system can figure out based on the columns what it should be writing for you. Now, one other thing to note, you'll notice that I have duplicates in this list. But what if I don't want duplicates? So let me delete these people right now. And let's say I don't want to allow duplicates anymore, and I want to use first name, last name, and company as my key columns. So what I can go do is under advanced settings in the scrapers and API section, I can click on that, and instead of append, I can pick skip duplicates and say I want first name, last name, and company as what it's going to match on, hit update, and then save my changes. So now if I go back to this page again, and I pick some of those same people, I'm going to pick those people plus 1 or 2 more. and I'm going to hit my button. And what we're going to see now, it's going to generate all the data, but then it's going to compare, and it's going to say, oh, 5 of these people are already in your list, so I only added the one that isn't already. And if we go back and look, we can see only one person got added to the list. So that easy to create a system that doesn't allow any duplicates in the system. Now that's all for writing into a Google Sheet. Ask Steve can also read from a Google Sheet as well. So let's open up the chat and we can chat with this particular spreadsheet. And now if nothing is selected or just a single cell is selected, it'll work on the entire sheet. And if something is selected, you can select multiple rows, or you can select a range, or you can select multiple columns. Then it will just work on that selection. And so what I can do is I can say, which of these people is a CEO? And it will read through all the content in the sheet and tell me. And then who works for Perplexity? And it will tell me that as well. So I can read content from the sheet, and then I can even ask things like, give me a list of all the people that match this criteria plus this criteria, or just for these particular rows if I want to as well. The other nice thing you can do, which you'll see in some of our CRM videos, is a lot of times you do your work in Google Sheets, but then you want to get that stuff into a CRM. And now what you can do is you can build a scraper for the CRM that pulls the data out of this Google Sheet and writes it into that CRM, which is pretty awesome. And you don't have to do all that manual translation. The last thing I'll show you here is that underneath, we'll go back into the scraper, under scrapers and APIs. This little button right here gets you to your connections page where you can see all your connections, like your Google Sheets connection, and you can change the name, reconnect it, delete it, all that stuff. So give all this stuff in Google Sheets a try and let us know how it goes. And if you have any questions, ask in our user community. Thanks.